On May 3rd, there were 155 new coronavirus cases in North Carolina. And on May 6th, the confirmed cases for a single day nearly tripled to about 502 cases. Now, this is very scary to me because I, for one, am not trying to get sick, and I'm trying to be on the road to recovery and having life go back to normal. I'm Vince Zapadinsky, and I'm going to tell you about why you should stay inside during the coronavirus. So to start off, I want to tell you why this is relevant to you watching this right now. And it's because of the fact that, well, everyone's affected by this. A lot of people are out of work, not a lot of people are no one's in school, at like actual school, it's all online, which is why I'm giving a speech over YouTube instead of in person. And I would also like to add that I'm credible because I found my information from the top doctors like Dr. Fucci, working on the cure and working on trying to find a solution for how we could potentially lower the effects of the coronavirus and help people get better rather than sick. Excuse me. And so I would like to go into my three main points. The first one being staying inside and only going out when you need to is your best chance at not getting sick. And when I say only going out when you need to, I mean, to grocery stores, or if you are still working, to work, things like that. Now, my second point is that staying inside will help prevent the spread. So it's not just about staying inside for yourself, it's also for everyone else. Because if you are you could be sick, asymptomatic, or a carrier and not even know it, and you could be going around spreading it. And my third point is the fact that I think all people that are immune compromised or older people should definitely stay inside and avoid going out at all costs, because of the fact that if your immune system's compromised or you're older and it's weaker, same with if you're younger and it's not fully developed, the coronavirus will have a bigger effect on you and could possibly make you a lot sicker than it would if you had a healthy immune system. Now, I would like to say that I think everyone should stay inside, but the people that like to go outside and need to go do stuff and need to go grocery shopping, this mask right here is the most crucial thing you can keep with you. Now, what this mask does is if you put it on like this, if I can get it on right, put it on like this, it prevents you from spreading the coronavirus. So if I cough with this on, it's not going anywhere but back in my face. So it might not prevent you from getting it, but this is a good way to prevent spreading it. Now, also, another thing I would like to add is that social distancing is also a very effective way of stopping spreading the disease. And I would like to add that social distancing isn't something that only some people have to do. It's something that I think everyone should do. Because even if you're healthy, you still should stay 6 feet apart, because then you could be asymptomatic, but you still won't spread it, which is a good thing. Now let's dive deeper into the first point about how not to get sick. So I would like to say that the issue with this is people keep going outside for bad reasons or unnecessary reasons, and they're getting sick, and that's just increasing the number and increasing the number, because the more sick people, the more people that can spread it, and so on. So I would like to say that you could stay inside and be asymptomatic and still spread it to family who go out and them not know it, but at the same time, it's a better chance of you staying inside if you are asymptomatic or you are a carrier. Chances of you knowing are slim to none. And so staying inside, social distancing, wearing masks is just a good way to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Now, social distancing, let me explain. It's staying 6 feet apart from all people. Staying 6 feet apart from other people. That is about the distance that a cough and a sneeze can travel. And if you stay out of that radius, the chances of you getting hit by it are low. Now, I would like to add that coronavirus also can live up to 6 hours on metal surfaces. So you also want to wash your hands, use a lot of sanitizer, things like that. Now, I would like to throw in a quote that Dr. Fauci said recently. He said, "Obviously, if we had right from the beginning shut everything down, it may have been a little bit different. There was a lot of pushback about shutting things down back then." And that's a quote from Dr. Fauci, who's one of the head administrators in Donald Trump's research theme for the coronavirus. Now, you guys in the audience are directly affected by the coronavirus because of the fact that it is worldwide now. It's not something that people joke about on TikTok and say, oh, it's just in China, or it's not like how Ebola was when it was only in certain parts of the world. It's like it's everywhere. It's spreading everywhere. And so it affects everyone that's listening, and it probably will affect us for a good while. Now, on to what steps that could be taken to try and come up with a solution. So, I would like to say that my solution personally is having everyone stay inside. And if you do have to go outside, just make sure you wear a mask. Excuse me. Wearing a mask and practicing social distancing when you go outside is an effective solution because of the fact that it'll prevent the spread and it'll prevent you from getting sick. And it can definitely help save some lives down the road. Now, I would like to say that it allows people without symptoms, if you stay inside, to have peace of mind and not worry about getting sick in your own home. And it's also another thing that you have to think about is having people that don't live in your household coming over. You're not supposed to do that, and the reason for that is because they could be sick and then bring it into your household. And then if a whole household gets sick, they could go spreading it more. So it's a very infectious virus, and it's a very, very smart idea to stay inside to avoid spreading it and avoid getting sick. Now, also, wearing masks are the best way to prevent your bodily fluids from spreading. If I cough like I have multiple times in this speech because I have a dry throat, if I had coughed and I didn't have the mask on, it probably could have gotten someone sick if I had coronavirus. Now, wearing the mask, it stops that. It's a very simple thing that helps a lot of people. Now, one thing I'd like to add is people that wear the mask only over their mouth because it's hard to breathe or stuff like that, it's not effective. You have to cover your face, your whole face, your nose, your mouth, this whole area should not be exposed. That is the only way that it is truly effective. Now, staying inside worked in the past with sicknesses like the flu, but at the same time, the flu is not on the same scale as coronavirus, whereas, they don't shut down everything for the flu each year. But if you stay inside and avoid sick people, it's the same concept as coronavirus, and you won't get sick, which is just one thing that I think is interesting in comparing the flu and the coronavirus is a lot of people said the coronavirus isn't even as bad as the flu at the very start. I was one of those people, and now looking around, it seems like it's a lot worse. So, I would also like to add that this virus is worldwide, and so we need to look at a larger scale look of the virus. So far, there are around 200,000 deaths worldwide from coronavirus. Now, that is very high with how good our technology is today. And it's scary because a lot of these people dying aren't necessarily only immune-compromised people or old people or young people. It's people of all ages. And so I don't see why you wouldn't want to stay inside and prevent this and stop the spread so everyone can just get back to living life normal, and then the death rate will hopefully stay below 300,000. Now, that's my personal hope. There are different, more realistic hopes and stuff, but that's my personal hope. I don't like to hear that people are dying from this constantly. And then another thing I'd like to add is that if you are not staying inside and you are, immune compromised, older, an old, weakened immune system, or a younger, not fully developed immune system, staying inside is very crucial because hospital beds are filling up, and there have been talk of the scary issue of all hospital beds filling up and people who need care not being able to get it. Now, that's scary for me because if I got sick and the hospital was filled up, what am I going to do? And that's another thing to think about when you think about going outside next time for another unnecessary thing. It's like, okay, so what if I was the last hospital bed and now somebody can't go to the hospital who maybe have gotten sick from work or something, whereas I got sick, lollygagging around at the park. So, I would also like to add that if you are already sick, COVID is a lot more dangerous than if you are healthy. And I'm not just talking about immune compromising diseases. I'm also just talking about, like, if you have like something wrong with your lungs, like asthma, coronavirus might affect you even more. Now, I would like to say that if no one takes action and nobody starts staying inside, then this virus is going to run rampant. And it's a very scary thought. And now I would like to go towards my conclusion of this speech. So, staying inside is crucial to help limit the spread and the rate of fatalities from rising. Now, also, if more people get sick and the hospitals run out of beds, this would be really, really bad. Worldwide, that is tragic. And then I would like to call each and every one of you to take what I've said today and heed my warning and stay inside unless you need to go outside. Now, everybody, I would like for you to stay safe, and I hope everybody stays healthy.